A study by the Urban Institute and ProPublica found that 56% of workers 50 or older were pushed out of long-time jobs before they choose to retire. And research suggests that discrimination against elderly job applicants is pervasive. Oh my. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. Well, that study published by ProPublica and the Urban Institute, that study's pretty startling. When you think about it, 56% of people, workers who are over the age of 50, are pushed out of their job, and they're pushed out before they're ready to retire. They're pushed out because of their age. It's a startling statistic. And what it says basically is if you're over 50 years old, you have a good chance of being tossed out of that long-time job, that long-term job. What I want to do in this video is I'm going to tell you some options that you have. I'm going to tell you some of the options, what you could do. And those options that I'm going to be telling you about, I'll give you the best one. I consider the best one all the way down to the number 5, which is an option I don't recommend, but some of you will. I believe probably a good portion of you, a good percentage of you will stay or go with option number 5. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what you can do if you're somebody who's concerned that you're going to be one of the 56%. Let's talk about that next. Before I give you the 5 options, I almost forgot to let you know that this video is sponsored by CareerFitter. CareerFitter produces a career aptitude test. I've reviewed a lot of career aptitude tests here on Over 50 TV, and I found their career aptitude test is one of the very best. It can help steer you to a career that better fits your skills, your personality, your experience, and your interests. There's a link to the free CareerFitter career aptitude test in the description box. Option number 1 is to invest in yourself. And I think Warren Buffett said it best when he was at a Berkshire Hathaway stockholders meeting.
So the best investment by far is anything that develops yourself. Whatever abilities you have can't be taken away from you. They can't actually be inflated away from you. Somebody else will give you some of the wheat they produce or the cotton or whatever it may be, and they will trade you for the skill you have.
Take the time to learn some new skills. And sometimes it's going to cost you a bit of money. Sometimes you can go online and you can go on and watch YouTube videos and you can learn some new skills that way. But regardless of how you invest in yourself, option number 1 is always going to be, in my mind, it's always going to be the best option, because as Warren Buffett says, they can't take it from you. Once you have that skill that people want to pay you for, once you have that skill, they can't take it away from you. You have it, you're marketable. But without that skill, without investing in yourself, you're opening yourself, or you're leaving yourself open to losing your job, to being fired, to being pushed out because of your age. Option number 2, start a side hustle. Surprise that I'm even mentioning starting a side hustle, because if you follow this channel, or maybe you follow me on my other channel called Side Hustle Rules here on YouTube, if you follow that channel, if you subscribe, then you know I'm a big advocate of side hustles. I'm a big advocate because I believe start a side hustle, start it on the side, work your full-time job, your full-time gig, build that side hustle up to the point to where it's making you some money so that you can leave that job, or at the very least, you're building that side hustle up and it's bringing you in some cash. It's a great insurance policy should you lose your job. I have a side hustle starter kit, a free side hustle starter kit. There's going to be a link to that side hustle starter kit in the description box. If you're thinking about starting a side hustle, you want to know the 8 steps that you've got to take to go ahead and launch that business, well, go ahead and click on the link in the description box. It's free. If you have any questions, you can always send me an email. You can always go ahead and make a comment. But starting a side hustle is a great option because, as I said, it's an insurance policy, and what it also does is it gives you an opportunity to grow a business, and an opportunity to grow a business that'll make you some money. So that's option number 2, is starting a side hustle. Option number 3 is to take on 1 or 2 part-time jobs and start investing that money, building up, or I should say accelerating the growth of your nest egg. Now, a lot of folks out there probably are not even thinking about taking on a part-time job. And if you take on a part-time job, for the most part, what I find is a lot of times the part-time job that you're going to get or could get will be one at a retailer. And there are a lot of retailers out there that are looking for folks, older folks, people like you and me, because they know we've got a great work ethic. They know we're going to show up every single day. But that is an option, which is to take on 1 or 2 part-time gigs. And it doesn't have to be a retailer. Possibly, quite possibly, and hopefully you can find a part-time job in an area that you're already experienced in. Say you're an accountant, and you are working for a company, and on the weekends you're also bookkeeping for a small business or 2 or 3, which is really what I would recommend you do if you have a skill that you can make more money with, and I'd recommend going ahead and doing that. But that's option number 3, which is really just taking on a couple part-time jobs and accelerating the growth of your nest egg. Now, here's option number 4, and this may be the least appealing option that you have here. It may be the least appealing, which is to count on the generosity, the goodwill of family, friends, or maybe even strangers. Count on their goodwill. So if you should lose your job, well, you know what? You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. No worry, because you've got family, friends, or maybe some stranger, some organization out there that'll give you a helping hand should you lose your job. And again, I stress that 56% of workers over the age of 50 are pushed out of their job because of their age. One thing I didn't mention, which I'm going to mention now, is if you're one of those folks that lose your job, only 1 out of 10 of you will ever again earn as much money as you earned prior to being pushed out the door. So the odds are against you. The odds are against you because you're older. It's ageism. It's a fact of life, and it's going to happen, or could happen. Let's hope it doesn't happen to you, but it should happen. Option number 4 is counting on the generosity of friends, family members, or a perfect stranger. That perfect stranger, once again, could be some kind of a public assistance kind of a program, maybe a charity that will look kindly on you. I don't recommend this option, but some of you out there may go ahead and just take up this option. I don't recommend it. Option number 5. This is the last one, and I said I was going to go from the best option down to what I consider the worst. I think this is maybe tied with number 4, which is to count on family, friends, or strangers. But option number 5 is to stay the course. Stay on your job. Stay there. Don't bother. Don't think about going ahead and learning a new skill. Don't think about making yourself more marketable. Don't start that side hustle that could generate you some extra cash and maybe build a business that could be a great future for you. Don't do any of that stuff. Just stay the course. I said in the opening of this video, I said a lot of folks out there, they're going to stay the course. I realize that because that's our human nature. We want to just stay the course. We want to hope it doesn't happen to us because, by the way, it never does. It never happens to us. It always happens to that other guy until it does happen to us, and then we look at it and we say, why didn't I invest in myself? Why didn't I think about starting a side hustle? Why didn't I take a part-time job or 2 or 3? Well, a lot of us will stay the course because, again, it's human nature. We're comfortable. We think it's not going to happen to us, and so we stay the course. And when you stay the course, what you're doing is you're kind of gambling. And, again, the statistics are out there, and they show that there is a high likelihood that you're going to or could lose your job. Now, the other thing that could happen, though, I will say, I get enough viewers out there, enough over 50 TV viewers that let me know that maybe you don't lose your job. Maybe what you do is you just they put you in, your boss, the manager, the company puts you in a position where you're stagnant. There's no growth. You're just a benign person sitting on the sideline and barely contributing to the growth of that company, to the growth of that business. And some companies will do that to you. Let's hope that doesn't happen to you. Let's hope that embarrassment that embarrassment of just sitting there waiting to counting down the days and waiting until you retire. Let's hope that doesn't happen to you, if that's not what you want to happen to you. And some folks out there, of course, are going to want to just sit on the sidelines, and I understand that. But that would be number 5, option number 5, which would just be to stay the course, hope it doesn't happen to you. Those are 5 options that you can use, if you're somebody who you hear this statistic, you think, well, you know what if this does happen to me? I don't want to take a chance. So I've given you some options that you can at least look at. That's all I got for you, my friends. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message, make a comment. If you consider it, subscribe to Over 50 TV. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Whatever you do, please don't sit on the sidelines. This is Lou Reyes with Over 50 TV. Have a great day, everybody.